The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Dig real deep. Real deep. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to McStabber Studios, Queen's Gambit, Wraith the Oblivion edition. Of course, I am the storyteller tonight, Shanky McStabber.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red, and I'm playing Isabella Caputo, and also the Shadow of Nicholas Bowens.
I am Timberbred, and I will be playing the aforementioned Nicholas Bowens, and also the Shadow of Isabella.
Hi, everybody. I'm the Ravnos Archon, and I get to play Julian Finnegan, who happens to be the shadow guide of one Rupert Grange.
Hello, I am the Reverend Benjamin Powers. I will be playing Rupert Allen Grange, and I will be the shadow guide for Julian Finnegan. Hi, I'm Maddox, and I'll be playing Wilson Anders, as well as the shadow of the lovely man below me, Gary Foster.
And I'm House, and I'll be playing Gary Foster and the shadow of Wilson Anders.
And
Gary.
When we were last with everybody, well, to summarize the story so far, the Lady of Fate sent them on a mission to recover parts of a totem. They were sent to the far shores, somewhere where things are a bit different than the rest of the underworld. And what they landed on after taking what they thought was a ferryman, but was not, across the abyss, they landed on an island, green, verdant trees, something that's not normal for the underworld. And at its center was a shining city that suppressed their shadows quite a bit, and where their loved ones were waiting on them, a place called Eden, where they're being offered a second chance with those that were important to them in one way or another. And as we ended it, they were sitting down for dinner before they get a chance to meet with Gabriel. But the world of Wraith is not our world, though to the casual observer they may look remarkably similar. But a closer look shows the subtle differences, the deeper shadows and the lurking darkness that defines the place where the restless dead walk. There's still beauty in this world, still love and faith and hope, and it can inspire a soul even beyond the grave. But at the same time, it is a world of pain and fear and terror. A version of our world as we're afraid it might be. Though the light of the human spirit still burns brightly, the shadows it casts are darker and longer, and they highlight the decay rather than hide it. And you all have sat down for the feast. Isabella and Emilio, Nicholas and Izzy, Rupert, and the first man he killed of all things, which is odd, Julian with his sister Mary Ellen, Wilson with his grandfather, and Gary, of course, next to his wife. And as you're settling in, Gary, you notice on your hand is your wedding band.
This isn't supposed to be here.
Your wife looks over at you. Yes, it is. You didn't want him here. So he has gone from this place and returned what was rightfully yours to you.
Where'd he go?
He moved on.
Why didn't he have a choice?
He did. He chose to move on.
And you take it off.
I kind of fidget with it. Does it spin, or is it like...
Yep.
I don't try pulling it off completely, but I just maybe...
It moves.
My finger.
And you can feel it is your fetter. It is on your hand. That's what you wanted, isn't it?
What I... Gary looks very stumped. It's what I wanted when I was alive.
You don't want it now? You won't? You're not willing to go back?
I'm a different person than before.
So am I. But inside, deep down inside, you're still the man I married, the man I loved.
So
in
is he.
sickness and in health, till death do us part.
So is he.
And he has chosen to move on because our vows came first. And he understands that.
Storyteller, can I do any sort of sense if, I'll say, my quote-unquote wife has a soul linked to this body?
The best way you could do that would be probably your life sight, which is the abilities of Wraiths to judge the life force within a human. You'd never see life sight on other spirits, only on the living. So if you wish to use that, you can give me perception awareness. Difficulty will be 6.
I have a perception specialty called pragmatic. That apply?
Sure. Why not?
And you'll have to remind me what ones, with the specialty now, what ones and 10s do.
With a specialty, in this edition, 10s actually just count as 2 successes.
Okay. And do ones negate anything?
Yes.
Okay.
Ones only ever negate single successes, though.
Right.
Never like doubles or anything.
Exactly. It's so weird how each
so-
edition changes the rule of 10.
Just slightly too.
Mm-hmm.
6, I'm assuming, is the difficulty.
Yep. 6. Life sight's an inherent ability of all wraiths.
8 successes.
8 successes? Her
Sorry, 7. 7. I misread
7?
a 1 as a 7.
her soul is there. Just like you've seen her when you observed her with your life sight while you were in the Shadowlands and she was in the Skinlands. This is her. Right down to the flavor, the little uniqueness that each individual life force has. Because you can identify individuals you know well by their life force using life sight, and this is her.
Sorry, it's... I know how much I loved you if you are in fact you. The fact that he just went and didn't fight, I don't believe it.
Why wouldn't
Sorry.
you believe it? He was your friend too. For everything you still held against him, he was still your friend. Had you not died, he would have never been anything in my life other than your friend. Why wouldn't he put you first?
But
as
that's
I
how
have?
life works. Things change. I was gone. He was next for you.
And yet here,
Regardless of the circumstances of how I died, which are still very murky to me,
and yet
for
in
him
this
to just
place,
go,
you have a
bullshit.
chance to start over, to undo all that.
Why is this so directed towards me? I don't believe he chose to leave.
Gary, I do not think that this place is directed purely at you. This is a place of wanting.
And he has wants too. He had wants too.
And he has moved on to another place, another plane of existence.
Just because someone else has wants doesn't mean that your wants don't matter.
That is correct. But the part that is me very curious is what this place wants. We're talking about Gary and his wife. You've all reconciled with the people you love. I knew what Mr. Cooper wanted when he was alive. Same hunger he looked at those kids is the same way I was looking at this burger. And it's the same one I felt when I wrapped my hands around his fucking throat.
And yet
We all
I've
have
forgiven you for
wants,
that. You kind of did
but
me a
I
service.
have not forgiven you.
You don't have
Nor
to
have I
forgive me.
forgiven anyone.
You shouldn't forgive me. The forgiveness is from me to you only.
This is all too convenient for my tastes.
And why do you say that? And Mary's actually looks over. She's not talking. She looks over. It's Mr. Cooper talking. She's just watching you with the same way she always has. She's looking up to her brother to see what enlightenment you have for people. Is it so hard to believe that there's a place where you can have redemption, where you can...
Gary just brings up a good point. Everything seems a little too convenient.
I believe that redemption must be earned. And there are parallels in this world and other worlds. For example, when Sally down the block pissed herself telling me what you did and the way you pissed yourself when you were under my hands, there were parallels there, and there was no redemption for someone like you or anyone else that passed through the gateway of my hands. You do not belong here if this is a place of redemption. And frankly, neither do I.
But you do. Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. Everyone deserves a chance at love and happiness. It is the failure to grasp that condemns so many of the dead to walk the world forever, unable to touch what was important to them, unable to be with those who were important to them. Only by breaking that chain can we all be truly free. Redemption and happiness and love.
Some
Not for
chains are
one
not meant to
person,
be broken.
but for all. No, all chains should be broken, because otherwise you're doomed to repeat the same mistakes over and over.
As he says that, the chains that are literally embedded into Rupert's corpus begin to wind and crack the wood of the chair that Rupert is sitting in. They're just coiled around it.
Even those chains are of your own design. Much like Jacob Marley. Go ahead, Shadow.
It is so true. Maybe it is time to let go of these chains, Rupert. Maybe it is our time.
And this is where you would choose to spend the rest of your eternity? And whether he's talking to his shadow or the other people at the table, kind of, even he doesn't know.
And Emilio looks over at Isabella. He's got a point about love.
You know as well as I do, though, that not everyone deserves redemption. And she cuts eyes at Izzy. Her, Amelia DiCarlo, they don't deserve forgiveness.
Perhaps that's true. But I tell you, as big of monsters as they were, at what point could they have reached where they couldn't have been redeemed? And what of you, Isabella? Don't you deserve love? I was with you a very long time before I lost you.
I still don't believe this is really you. Actually, with that, she's going to do unfold the animal heart, which technically is a little bit different mechanically, but I feel like the lore behind the power fits this well.
Okay.
I see exactly what you're doing. That's not a bad shout.
So the Wraith can peer deep into a target's psyche, mapping his wants and needs in detail.
Which arcana is that from?
Intimation?
It certainly sounds like intimation.
Sounds like it.
The intimatist.
I'm looking to find it. What was it called again?
Unfold the animal heart.
It's third dot, fourth dot.
I didn't actually write down the dots. I just wrote down the powers.
Yeah, I'm looking for it now. Give me a second.
I can post it in chat need be too.
It's on 178, 179 of the
Thank
core.
you. That makes it easier.
Animal heart's a third level power.
Unfold the animal heart. You can look deep into the psyche, mapping his wants and needs in detail. I like that one. That sounds valid. You spend 2 pathos. Roll wits intimation. Okay.
God, I forgot how much intimation I have. Shit.
So you're trying to drive to peer deep into his psyche, not to map wants and needs in detail, but to see if this is really him.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
It was wits. Oh my God, so many dice.
And since it doesn't say a success target, difficulty becomes 6.
4. Is it willpower for an automatic success?
Yep.
Cool. We're gonna do that too.
So really what this power is doing is emotional carbon dating to see if it's authentic.
Okay. 1. Cancels. 2, 3, 4, 5. 7.
7. As you delve into Emilio's psyche, this is Emilio. With all of his flaws that he had in life, still a scoundrel, still a bit of a pickpocket. But you also, as you're digging in, you dig and get more than you ever got while he was alive. There's still also, in life, you knew he loved you, but you never saw the boundless depths of his love for you. And as you drill in, you realize he has loved you since, well, way back when you were human at the winery. He fell in love with you then. And as you dig deeper into his wants and needs, you realize he was the one to ask your sire for him to become your goal. He didn't want to lose you and to be separated. So he decided to beg his own Domitor to turn the bond over.
Strange. You thought he was your possession. Seems you're his.
But yes, with 7 successes, you find nothing that points out that this is not Emilio. This is Emilio. You even feel the pain he felt when you were killed. His loss, the blackness that almost overtook his soul when he lost you.
Why did you have to die?
I didn't get a choice in the matter.
You were supposed to stay alive.
I mean, which time? When Emilio
You know
DiCarlo
damn
killed
well
me?
what I mean.
Emilio DiCarlo killed me the first time because she hated you. I can't control the rest. Why did I have to die? I don't know. Maybe so I could be here with you. Maybe it sounds cheesy, but maybe in death, we're not even to be parted. We spent so long in life and unlife together. And here we are.
She's like visibly crying at this point. I guess as much as a Wraith can cry. I imagine
Oh, a
Wraith
Wraith
can
can
cry.
100%
Yeah,
you
she's
can
crying,
cry.
and I imagine she just like looks down, is like silent, like thinking. Yeah.
We're the embodiment of emotion.
Yeah.
And Izzy actually looks over at you, Isabella. I am sorry for what happened to you. It wasn't me that did it. It was the shadow in me, the darker side, the one that was jealous of you. Because you looked like me. And yet you got to live so much longer than I did, got to experience so much more. It wasn't me who did it. It was that dark part of me that I think you've learned about your own dark side since you've come to this side, that it will do things that you have no control to stop. I am sorry.
Yes, you're right. I do get it now. What do you think of all this, Nicholas?
He'll look at Izzy. I just need to know one thing.
What's that, Aunt?
And as soon as she says that, he goes dead silent, and you can see him sort of almost kind of crumple into himself because she answered the question before he even asked it.
In the awkward silence, Wilson is going to scooch his chair back and stand up, hopefully enough to like make it do the uncomfortable squeaking sounds across the floor. And then he's going to just tilt his head back slightly and shout just sort of generally around, I feel we've waited long enough. Come on out, Divine Herald. And I'll pound my fist on the table a couple times. Where are you, Angel of Revelation?
And your
We've been
grandfather
sitting here forever.
Oh, go ahead, Shadow.
Julian, I don't like it here. We need to get out. This is a bad place. We need to go. I cannot keep you safe here, Julian, and you can't keep me safe. We need to go. We need to go.
Wilson, your grandfather looks up. Sit down, Sonny. You know that's not going to help. We haven't even done dinner yet.
I will reach and just grab a handful of whatever happens to be in front of me and shove it in my mouth.
And Julian, Mary looks over at you. You really don't have to carry all that weight on your shoulders anymore, bro. Come on. I know why you missed the wedding. It wasn't your fault. The ship sank.
Yep. I come to terms with that.
It's good. That's what you need to do.
I had a little reminder on the way here.
Did you?
I'm
What
gonna
happened?
keep my eyes on Nicholas. So while Wilson is beating his chest and while Mary's talking to me, I'm gonna take that time to use reading the bones, level 3 fatalism.
Okay. Thank you. I'll pull that up right here. Fatalism, reading the bones. So you're going to look deeper into fate's design for other beings or objects.
Yep.
Snapshots that occur without outside intervention. You're going to spend 2 pathos to roll perception fatalism, and then you get to ask a simple question. Per success of the subject's future as it currently stands.
This is a good dice pool, and I'm not relying on Foundry to bullshit my rolls.
But remember, there's one blind spot. You can't ask about yourself.
Yep, I know. 5 successes.
Okay.
I only really need one question.
And what is that question?
Does it look like Nicholas is staying?
You have to ask Nicholas. Nicholas, what does fate show for Nicholas right now?
It shows that he ends up going wherever Isabella goes.
There's one of your questions. You have more.
They're related to him, so and I don't have anything else to ask about him.
Okay.
So that's fine. I'll forgo them. I'll look at Marie. Yeah, I had as part of our price to come over here, I had to relive that day.
Oh God.
Reminded me of what was precious to me and what I left behind.
This place is so horrible. The unlife, it plays such cruel tricks. It makes us live through the worst parts of our life. You know, I was told it wasn't always that way. It used to be better. It used to teach without the pain. Don't know why it changed. Even Gabriel doesn't know. Gabriel suspects it changed because of the change in people. The darkness in their heart changed. You were always here for me, though. You looked out for me.
I did for her, yeah.
For me.
For her, yeah. And You can't be taught to forgive yourself. You have to experience that for yourself.
You're right.
That's the
But
journey
other
I'm
people
on right
can
now.
forgive you, correct?
Sure. If they're here.
I hear.
How's the food, Wilson?
How is the food, storyteller?
It's actually amazing.
Wilson turns and you see like the last bit of like a thing of lettuce hanging out of his mouth. It's food. It has flavor. Probably something we haven't tasted in a while. But
Listen, you mean to tell me you get to eat anything you want and you're picking something that grew from the ground? He kind of smirks at the lettuce.
my grandfather had a small backyard garden. Fresh vegetables are always nice. And when we leave, I'll be happy to see that garden again.
Yeah, but
Is there?
you'll never have the fresh vegetables, Sonny. That's what your grandfather tells you. Only here.
I'm not acknowledging this thing that says it's my grandpa anymore. I'm just ignoring it.
Is there ever any chance that we could come back here?
And old man Cooper looks over. No, it's the problem with this place. You're offered one chance.
I thought there was always redemption.
There is. But you'll have to take the long way. You won't come back here to get it. And the long way, very few ever make it. Ask Gabriel about it. He probably can explain it better.
I
even if we
imagine- Go ahead.
Even if we stay, we can still talk to him. It's not. He's another piece of the puzzle that we can listen to.
Oh, Gabriel will always be here. It's his duty. It's what he was sent here for. It's why he's here. To be the one who offers the choices, to be the one who shepherds the flock.
What I still don't understand is if you all are here, how we're not impacted by that. We know how this side works. You being here is bad for us. It means you are no longer alive. And that is
correct.
bad for us.
And if we leave here, it will be worse for you. That's why we don't leave. And that's what Mary said to you. Or not Mary, your wife said to you. If we leave, it will be bad for you, and that's why we can't.
What a blessing.
Storyteller,
Yes.
are they only speaking to the one that they're attached to?
Oh, no. Old man Cooper's talked to a number of people.
Okay, just making sure, because all of a sudden I got really creeped out for a very specific
But he's
reason.
also the one who's been dead the longest of everybody here, too. Well, other than Izzy. Izzy's been dead a long time, but she was stuck around Nicholas for a very long time.
And what if we no longer want to be beholden to this connection? This is a place of want. If I so choose to say, I don't want you to be my fetter anymore, does that also cause harm? Or does this place provide supersede this?
This place is your chance. If you wish to break what holds you to the world, this is the place to do it. Gabriel is the one to do it. This is your chance. This is the chance to have everything you wanted. Out there, you're subject to your own dark side. You're subject to, unfortunately, the faults of the world itself, doomed to become a specter or to dissolve to nothingness unless you're one of the rare ones who find the other way of redemption. But here, you can be forgiven and loved and find your redemption. And here you can truly be happy.
So what happens to you if we don't stay?
We stay here and go on without you. And this is Gary's wife talking. We'll still be here. But without you.
Is that what you'd want?
No, I want to be with you still, Gary. That is why I'm here waiting for you.
I'm saying if that becomes no longer an option, is that what you'd want?
I would probably stay here until you moved on or succumbed to oblivion. If you moved on to the next place, I would go.
What I'm asking, is that what you'd want?
Yes, I'd want to be here, and so I could find out your fate. If you succumb to oblivion and are unmade, there's no reason for me to stay behind. But if you go to the next place, transcend as they call it, I would want to join you there. So I would make the choice to join you there from here.
Wait, does this then mean that everyone that has chosen to stay here can choose to transition?
Yes.
Allegedly, that's what
Gabriel does. That was his purpose.
I'm going to pull out my hierarchy mask. There is no transcendence. We've seen it.
And
There's a
Mary looks
reason.
over at you. It's happened. As a matter of fact, there was a woman in Richmond named Alexis that did it. One of her group fell and one's transcended. Both sides of the circle of things.
And one person in Richmond, which has nothing to do with me.
Well, the problem is very few ever transcend. Very few can ever resolve everything that kept them here without destruction. Most succumb to the shadows, become specters or worse, or are just consumed. But here, it's a bit different. The rules are strange here. It's not the same as it is out there. When you meet Gabriel, you'll understand, I think.
I'm going to put on my mask.
Okay?
At the words meet Gabriel, Wilson overly theatrically rolls his eyes because we haven't met him. People keep hyping this fucker up and then nothing. So Wilson clearly is fed up with it at this point.
Well,
I'm curious what would happen if, say, for example, one of us were to destroy one of you.
And Old Man Cooper looks at you. You can't really do that here. You can't bring death here.
And you keep telling me that this is supposed to be paradise.
It is.
What if I didn't offer death?
And what would you offer? And this is Cooper still talking.
Transformation?
You mean forging?
What if my version
would
of
only
heaven
last
was to...
until we decided not to be forged anymore.
That's awfully powerful.
What if my version of heaven would be to kill you over and over again for the next 1,000 years?
I don't think that means you've sought redemption. I'm just going to be honest. You're still blaming yourself and blaming the ones who victimized you. Gabriel, I believe your cue has come. Where the fuck are you?
And Emilio looks over. Oh, you've eaten. If you want to go speak with him. And he points, and there's a tower there that wasn't there earlier with the gates open. I'll be here for you when you come out, Isabella. I'll wait right here.
Beeline to the tower.
I'll wait. And Izzy, go ahead, Shadow.
You're asking about foraging. So tell me, why would you want to carry this with you? You want a traitorous bitch hanging off of you like a piece of jewelry?
And Izzy looks over at Nicholas. I'll stay here as well. Don't worry, I know we haven't had much time to catch up, but I'll be okay. You'll be okay. Gabriel will not harm you, and I'll wait right here for you. Do you all get up?
Nicholas will look over at Isabella, and then kind of like push the chair back and stand up to move towards the gate.
Grange. Oh, go ahead.
Last time I left you, you apparently got yourself killed. Don't do it again.
I won't, trust
Be
me.
here.
I will wait right here. I'll be safe here.
And she'll go.
Okay. Do you all head towards the tower?
I haven't left yet.
Okay.
Grange stands up, and instead of walking towards the tower, he walks around the table to the side where Cooper is standing, and for a beat of about 30 seconds, he doesn't blink, doesn't speak. What does Cooper do while Grange is staring at him?
He just looks up, and there's a look in his eyes. Almost a look of pity as he looks at you.
And with that, Grange's arms shoot out and wrap around his throat, and he begins to squeeze. Does the expression on his face change?
No. No matter how hard you squeeze, he's still breathing fine. You can't bring violence in this place.
After a solid minute of torque, he releases it and then just turns and walks towards the tower.
Is everyone gone then? Is that everybody?
As we're heading somewhere, though, I would like to do a quick something.
Okay, go ahead.
I would love to do a quick little check of intimation on dear Rupert Allen Grange. Specifically, I'd love to know what his current want is.
So,
I believe that's through either excise or impulse, so 1 or 2 level power, I think, is the one I'm thinking of.
let me look and see.
I normally have a PDF open, but I can't find it right now. So
I think it's
have
impulse.
It's just because it's not. I don't want to change it or anything. I just want to learn it.
Excise removes it. Impulse
Okay.
tells you what it is.
Okay. I mean, they're even in the names. I should have guessed that.
Oh, I'll relent. You can know. I'm not going to make you roll for it.
Okay.
Slow down game. Has Wilson ever been on drugs?
Yes.
Okay. Has he
Not
ever
a
been
lot,
addicted?
but he has.
Okay, so he was never addicted to them.
No. But he has done drugs, but he has never gotten hooked.
So the closest approximation would be an addict fiending to a level that you've never experienced. There is a palpable want to destroy that is radiating from inside his head. The placid, the whole time he was strangling the old man, his expression never changed. There was never anger. There was never resentment. His face was empty the whole time it was happening, and it's still empty now. But there is a want to destroy everything that is coming from him at the moment.
So it's not even targeted. It's just
no. It is
existence.
everything.
Okay.
It is. There's a threat coming off of him directed at this place, this world, and it's seething. It is an addict whose addiction is killing.
Storyteller,
Mhm.
as we're all walking, I would like to slow down until I'm step in step with him.
Okay, go ahead. I will say the moment you cross through the gate that is outside the tower, none of your shadows can speak again in that place. You feel the shadow cut off from you completely.
Like shut up cut off or gone cut off?
You've always felt that dark side of yourself that hovers over your shoulder. When you cross the gates, it's not there. Gone.
Did you all just feel that?
You mean the lack of
Absence.
something?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, it's the quietest in my head it's been in years.
No response.
I don't know why that makes me feel uneasy.
What is this place?
Nothing good.
I don't know. I checked. It's the realest him I could think of. It's not even the perfect version in my head. It's him. Deepest into his psyche.
And a
If
voice
specters-
calls out from in the tower. It is him. Come, my children. Come and speak with me. And the voice that talks to you, it's not male, it's not female. It just is a voice.
Gary beelines it, like not like runs, but like he just single focused going towards the voice.
With him.
And as you enter the tower, there's a being in there. At first, all you see is white light, brightness, and then it fades. Long blonde hair, features that are neither male nor female, very androgynous. Shining white wings coming off his back, their back. And they're just standing there. And there's a table next to him that there's two miniature things there. One is an eagle and one is a coyote. They're sitting on a desk. Welcome, children. I'm Gabriel. And right here, everybody, we're going to go to break. I will see everybody after the break. Please enjoy.
Of course.
Look at that. Wrong thing. We're not over yet. Don't worry. I hit the wrong button. I'll edit that out in post.
Everyone
okay.
probably had such a panic attack there.
Wow.
Yeah, we just ended it right there. Just leave
What
everybody
a
hanging.
tease.
Welcome back, everybody. Before the break, they had some nice discussions with the people here in Eden with them. And now they've come to see Gabriel. And Gabriel just looks each of you over. Welcome. I'm glad you found your way here.
And what are you supposed to be?
I am what the Almighty made me. You would call me Gabriel. I had many names. Most
You're
would
an
not be
angel,
pronounceable by humans. You are unable to understand the heavenly tongue.
See, you're an angel made by God.
Yes. Is that so hard to believe?
And God is real?
Was real.
I'm going to go towards the totems.
They're sitting on the table.
Can I do unfold the animal heart again?
Sure. Go ahead.
Once again, I'm going to spend a willpower.
Red loves using her powers in every game. Of course, why
That's
have
what
them,
they're
right?
there for.
That's right.
Yes. Look, if games didn't make powers so cool, I wouldn't want to use them.
Yeah.
Did I use
I have an extra dice. I think I have an extra dice.
oh, where's my
1, 2, 3,
serpent?
4,
La la.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have an extra dice.
Oh, where is it? Shape sense. see if this is a moliated being?
Sure.
You know what? Screw it. I'll check on something too. I'm just going to check and see if there's like, oh, fuck, what was it? Hang on. I should remember the name.
I have 3.
3? As
Just
you
as
peer into the psyche, what's in there makes no sense to you. It is... Your brain can't grasp what you're viewing. There's unfathomable power, but at the same time, there's also limitations, sorrow, and love for people. Somewhere in there's a sense of failure. But understanding what you're seeing, your brain, your mind can't comprehend it. And Gary, you using shapeshift or shape sense?
Shape sense, five successes.
Okay. That's one of the moliate powers?
Correct.
Okay. Let's see what I want to see what it fully reveals here. And let's see. Tell whether somebody's been moliated and how. No, they have not been moliated. This is their form.
I will throw my 2 cents in. I don't have to make a roll for it. Has this thing been touched by Oblivion?
No, not one bit of Oblivion. Wilson, you were going to use a power?
Yes, it's a little funky, but I also have the first level for the Intimation Guild power, which basically just tells me if intimation is being used on me. But I was wondering if I could bend that just a little to see if my emotions are being fucked with in general.
Know thyself?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you can go ahead and roll it. Wits
All right.
intimation. Let me see what you get.
I have a wit specialty as well. Does that apply in any way?
Sure.
And I got 9 dice in this pool.
That's pretty good rolls, actually.
8 dice, sorry, miscounted.
Hey, don't try to squeeze in an extra one.
6 successes in total.
No intimation is being used on you at all.
Oh, and everyone would also notice there is now a small green flame flickering in Wilson's left eye because he recently used intimation.
I know why you've come. You've come for the spirits. And you can have them. Though, to take them from this place, spirit for spirit. Any questions, though, you can ask me. I'm more than willing to talk with you.
What do you mean spirit for spirit?
Just that. To take the 2 spirits from this realm that were entrusted to me. Spirits will be left behind.
They have to stay here, is what you're saying, or something worse?
They will take their place.
Take their place how?
By remaining here.
As in with with our friends and family,
in Eden.
In a fucking statue.
Inside Eden. Not as a statue. They are only in this form because they're not complete. They're portions of a soul. There's not enough of them like this to have an existence of their own.
This is why she couldn't get it herself. Because it's not her domain, really.
Yeah, I pick up both of them and come over to the group. All right.
And when you touch them, you feel anger. You feel rage. You are holding all of the rage of both the coyote totem and the eagle totem. All that dark side that they've ever possessed, that is the portion of their spirit that is here. It is their darker rage part, the part that makes them what they were. The anger at what's been done to Gaia, the anger at what's been done to the other changeling breeds. All of that's contained in these two little totems.
I immediately hand one to Gary then.
I was to say, Gary would have asked for one.
Yeah. No.
Explain to me why you're here instead of in heaven if you're God's child.
Heaven was a human construct. There was no real heaven. Heaven was the world before the fall, before things were splintered and shattered. There is no real heaven. You must understand that. Why am I here? I am here because it was my purpose. When all the others did what must be done, I was set here to offer a way back.
I'm going to ask the same question that I've asked at least 3 times since coming here. How is it that our fetters are here, yet we have not been impacted?
Because this place is outside of what you know as the Shadowlands and the Skinlands and the Abyss. It is real. Those fetters are here. They came in with you. You brought them.
Gary, do you feel that too? The unrelenting.
Yes, but I've learned how to control mine's less unrelenting. I've had a lot of practice.
Shit, you gotta teach me that.
Yes, your shadows have no power here, not in my lair. You've noticed they're a lot weaker inside Eden. Given time, they'll fade completely here.
What if we don't want that?
They have no place in Eden. They will become a part of you over time. You'll be forced to go back to what you originally were. One being. One person. Not
I don't
two.
know. Seems like even now all of us are still one.
But that darkness side of you isn't merged with you. Just in here, it has no power. You're only half of who you really should be. Given time, your shadow will be you, and you will be your shadow, and the two of you will be one being, as you were supposed to be. Not as out there has turned people into. Here is what it was when the world was new.
What's the catch?
Why must there be a catch?
There's always a catch.
The catch is you make your choice. If you choose to leave, you do not come back here. You cannot come back here.
Why is there nobody else here?
There are
We
others
can't be
here.
the only.
You don't see
Where?
them because they're not tied to you. If you choose to stay, you'll meet them, if that is what you wish. But it would be difficult for you to deal with all that are here in one group.
Doesn't sound pleasant.
It is Eden. The garden as it was.
If we choose to go, would we get a chance to say goodbye?
Of course.
If someone chooses to leave with us, can they?
If they choose to leave. I don't think they will because they can't exist out there. They've been here too long.
Either.
I seem to remember in the story of the garden, there was a snake.
It was a metaphorical snake. But yes. Do you know what that snake was? It was the rebellion. Rebellion among the angels. I don't think that there was an actual apple with an actual snake. The apple was knowledge, and the snake was those who fell.
My experience has generally been the more outlandish the story seems, the likelihood of it being exactly as written is.
Well, you take that up with those who wrote that story.
Hmm.
Do you think we wrote that story?
No, fallible humans wrote it.
Exactly. What is so hard to believe? That this can be eaten? Is that any harder to believe than when you die, you are trapped on the other side of a world that you can't really interact much with anymore, forced to watch those you love and care about to become nothing?
You speak of love, Angel. In your opinion, does God love us?
God loved all of his creations.
And do you?
I am what the Heavenly Father made me.
That is not the answer to my
She
question.
made us
It is a
to love.
simple.
We were commanded by her to love mankind.
And Rupert begins to move closer, and the eye contact, it just doesn't stop.
You
So
said
then you love us, Angel.
I love all of mankind, all the children of the All-Mother and
We are
All-Father.
no longer men and women. We are spirits devoid of flesh. Do you love us?
Of course I do. You are human. You
What's
may
the
have no
sorrow?
flesh, but the spark of what the Creator gave you is still in you. The spark of creation is there.
The Creator made us in his image. The Creator gave us the gifts that he bestowed upon us. We ought to fulfill our divine purpose. Is that not true?
Your divine purpose was broken when the angels fell. You were given knowledge you weren't supposed to have. And because of that, you were cursed with mortality. You were cursed with death.
Well, we are beyond mortality, and we are now death.
You don't
Does that mean our purpose is no longer to be fulfilled?
You don't think there's death in this place? You don't think oblivion can take you? Oblivion is death. It's the end of all things. Yes, you may have died. That is your mortal shell. But that spark of creation is still in you.
And is
Until it's
oblivion
not.
higher than God? Is it more powerful?
Oblivion is the antithesis to the Creator. She was the infinite. Oblivion was nothingness. The two existed.
And oblivion cannot touch you, can it?
Not directly.
Not directly, but
No.
indirectly it might.
It can influence the works that we created. The realm outside here was created by angels. Fallen angels, but angels. And now look what it's become. It was meant to be a safe haven, and now it is a prison that tortures you. That is the Oblivion's touch on what was created out there. But in here, Oblivion has no powers.
God create oblivion, or did oblivion come first?
That is an interesting question.
You would know, would you not, Angel?
The Creator and entropy were there in the beginning. Have always been and always will be. Though the Creator's not what he once was. You might call him dead.
So God is dead.
And we have killed him.
And he dips his head down, and you can see Gabriel start to cry a little. The Creator is dead.
And here we are, truly made in his image. All of us shuffle loose from the mortal coil. We are now closer to him than ever before, would you not say?
I don't know. Can the Creator truly die? Or is the Creator, much like you are, trapped
What I want to know is if this was always an option, why were we left to wander the Shadowlands without coming here first?
It used to be that souls would be taken here or to other places like this.
Used to be.
Used to be.
What happened?
Charon and his ferrymen did not like the fact that we offered redemption, happiness. So they stopped bringing people to the far shores. They cut the far shores off.
Or they saw you for what you really were. Empty promises.
No.
Another prison in a different shape and color.
This is about free will. They cut it off. To find this place, instead of being ushered here, you have to choose to come here. It is the deal the All-Mother and I worked out in the beginning. You might know her.
We're here because of her.
Yes,
Explains why she's not here and she needed us to.
that is correct. She can come here. She chooses not to. It's a painful memory. A reminder of what was lost.
And she probably knew we needed to trade 2 for 2.
Of course she did.
She knows
Let's
everything.
be honest. She could have gotten any soul just to do that based on her telling them to do it. She didn't need to ask anybody.
She told me the ones that would come were chosen by fate itself, not by her, but because they're the ones that must come. That is why the spirits were entrusted to me. I was to hold them until those who must come came for them. This
There's
place
too much
is real.
convenience here.
I know you doubt it. I know you're not sure. But it is real.
I find myself becoming more sure by the second. We are the instruments of fate, are we not?
Of course you are.
Everyone on their predestined path.
Oh, but Rupert, you forget that he has talked about free will.
There is free will.
We cannot be fated to have been here. We had to have come here of our own volition.
Did you choose to come here? You followed what she said. Could you have told her no?
At great risk to ourselves, yes.
But we have the
could
choice
you
whether or not to
have told
stay.
her?
Is that not bound by fate too?
No, you have a choice to stay or not. Even she doesn't know how many are leaving. I don't know. It is not my part. I will be fair. I don't care how many go or leave. My goal is to hear and offer.
You don't care as long as 2 of us stay behind.
Well, that is a condition of the totems, not mine. But I love you, and I love the free will you are given. If you choose to stay,
You love our free will.
that is what free will is.
Rupert Dead's tried to throttle the old man outside, and you still love him for that?
Yes. It's
Shit,
not his
Rupert, you
fault.
belong here.
It's not his fault.
You could go back to him, would you? If you had a gate that you could pass through and be in his presence once again, would you do it?
Of course. If you're discussing the Almighty, I would love to be in her presence again.
And with that, saying he would love to pass through the gates to be with God once more, Rupert has 2 gates.
He's triggered.
Rupert lunges forward and wraps his hands around the angel's throat.
In response.
Yep.
Go.
We gotta get some PvP
Yeah.
stuff going here. We cool with that? I'm going to do a single thread.
Oh. And would that be an initiative to see who goes first?
Yep.
Okay.
What is it? Which one's a single thread? Let me find that power real quick.
5th level power, rewrite a character sheet.
Yes,
Oh my God.
it's the mind rapey one.
No.
I think it goes past that, honestly.
Yeah, it is the thing I hate the most. as a player and a character. But it is what it is. You got the
Level
power,
5.
use it.
Yeah. Rewrite a target's desires. Okay. So for initiative, let me pull up my little reference because I got a reference just for that.
No, how useful.
Yeah. As soon as I can find where the reference went. Hang on, I gotta roll through, I gotta scroll through even that. Why did I not? It should have been in here. Oh, I know where it is. I gotta pull up something else. Give me a second. Let me pull up my other document. I got one
And
more.
then in one of the branching paths of what will potentially happen here, depending on what happens, I may have something I want to try too.
Of course. You'll be
It's going
fine.
to turn into a giant cluster.
All of us just dogpiling on top of
Where did my
Rupert for no
storyteller
fucking
notes
reason.
go?
Oh,
I
there's a
have one.
reason.
Gary, just back it up.
Yeah, Nicholas at this point wants, while all of this is going on, Nicholas wants to use Soul Keeper on Gabriel.
Oh.
You know, this is really irritating me. Now I got to look it up in the actual real book.
I believe it's wits plus dex plus a d10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so
total.
too, but I wanted to double
The
check. We can
numerical
go with
value.
that. Wits Dex plus
Yeah.
D10, sure.
Wits, Dex, and a D10.
This is a 3-shot, not like mechanics are the end all be all, anyways.
As long as we all roll the same things.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep, Dex plus Wits plus D10. And what are you using
1, 2.
there, Wilson? You said you were going to use something.
Wilson?
Yes, sorry. One more time, just need to know who in that initiative might be going first.
Well, kind of hard to tell. It's all happening at the same time.
I know. And I'm guessing if I'm to participate, I would also need to initiative it up.
Yes, you would.
Okay.
If you're going to try to beat them.
Okay. So that's 14.
14.
I am on a 17.
9.
How do you get below 10?
Because you have
Because he doesn't have wits
plus
or he doesn't have enough wits and dex.
No. I have wits and dex, and then I roll a 1 on a die 10.
Oh, God. Okay,
That's
Rupert's
how.
first, and then Isabella. Go ahead, Rupert. What are you planning to do?
I'm going to strangle the angel and help him get back to God.
Okay, so that'll be
Yes.
a Dex Brawl roll.
Yep. Yes, it would. Would my specialty go for the throat apply?
Of course.
Thank you. I just wanted
You
to
only
use
hear
this
a
once
McStabber.
before the end of the game. That's really all this is. Specialties count. Is it lower diff or
Gives you, if you roll a 10, they're counted twice.
Okay. So that would be. What's the diff for strangling a servant of the Lord?
It's going to be a grapple attempt.
Okay.
So you can go with a 6. Almost
Okay.
all combat's base 6.
All right. That's one.
And even in
2,
context,
3.
this is ludicrous.
Maddox, I rolled a 1 on my die, and I go on 8.
That would be 11 successes.
11 successes. Gabriel doesn't even try to stop you. But when you touch Gabriel's body, there's a surge that goes through you. You don't know how to describe it. It is a power you've never felt as you are hurled bodily across the tower. You're going to take 3 ag just from touching Gabriel.
Oh, crap.
Can I soak that?
You can't soak ag. No.
I can with armor.
Yeah, but your hands were directly on Gabriel's neck.
That is true.
It went straight through your hands.
I will acquiesce to your ruling.
Your hands all the way up to about just past the elbow are glowing white.
I don't suppose this counted as a physical attack.
It was a physical attack. Well, no, what hit you wasn't.
Okay, that's what I wanted to confirm.
And Gabriel just raises one eyebrow.
I can negate physical attacks, so.
Yeah, Gabriel raises one eyebrow and looks at you. So, Red, what are you doing?
Yeah, she just kind of go like, never mind. I was gonna help here, but I think you got this. Sorry to not think, to doubt, I guess. He was just being a dick. And I didn't want that, but it seems like you have that under control.
Can I use Soul Keeper?
Soul Keeper? I mean, you can.
Okay.
Certainly try.
And while he's doing that, Shanky, Wilson is going to walk over to Rupert.
Okay, so you're going to pull, absorb whole periods of another being's existence. Memories he wants to store. Let's see, hang on. So you're trying to pull memories from who? Are you going to try to take memories from
so
Gabriel?
Soul Keeper doesn't steal them. It gives me access to them.
Right. I know.
Yeah. Gabriel.
Okay.
Oh,
Sensory overload coming.
big money baller.
Not the. It's going to be more ag damage down the line.
Timber Brad, I love you.
Brain ag.
So you're going to roll intelligence hypnosis. I would say your shadow gains one temporary angst, but they don't. Not here.
I mean, yeah, I don't care at this point.
Yep.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is still 6.
I got 5.
Okay. What memory are you trying to get? Up to a year's worth, but it doesn't have to be this year's.
I want the earliest memory I can access.
Oh boy.
Let's see, 5, excruciating detail with perfect recall. But your brain can't handle what you're seeing. You can sense you're in the presence of something unknowable, limitless, infinite. You feel
That
you're being
that is
tasked.
all the confirmation that Nicholas needs. Nicholas at that, and so I want to make sure I understand. So the totems were on a table.
Mm-hmm. And now they're
they-
in Julian and Gary's hands.
Yeah, we took them. I took them.
Were there chairs at this table, or was
Nope,
it just
they
like
were just sitting there on like a little side
Okay.
table. Gabriel
At
looks
that-
over at Rupert. Doesn't even pay attention to what Nicholas just did. Is it your desire to be unmade? Do you want freed?
I want to help you go home.
My home is forever denied because the world was shattered. But if it's an end to your existence you desire, you don't have to attack me to get it. I can give it to you. Out of
Let's
love.
not be hasty.
You
And-
misunderstand. And the chains kind of wrap up and start like kind of vine around one of the walls and pull him upright. He's obviously mangled and messed up pretty badly.
And your arms are still glowing.
Yeah.
Rupert, sorry, out of character question.
Yeah.
Are your chains considered part of your corpus and body?
They are fused to it, but they are independent objects.
That's what I was making sure of.
They're controlled through mental will. They're an artifact.
While I'm standing next to him, I'm going to pat him on the shoulder and use corpus conduit.
Hmm.
It's from usury.
Mhm.
Okay.
I know that power quite well. I have it myself.
And I'm gonna rip more corpus off him. No, I'm healing him.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, come on.
No, there's no fucking-
You'd get one shot, Maddox.
Yeah, I get one shot
Okay.
against the combat character.
The difficulty is the target corpus current corpus or health levels. So the difficulty after 3, because everyone starts with 10, difficulty is 7. Charisma plus usury.
Julian,
I
made also
currently have
in the
4
chat.
levels of aggravated damage. I always have 1.
But that's going
I
to
have-
that's going to damage you to do it.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at Gary. We should go.
I was gonna say you have yours too.
That'd be 6 successes, storyteller.
Okay. So how much you're going to heal him fully and you take the 3 ag?
Yep.
The glow fades from Rupert. It doesn't go to you. You don't have any ag damage.
I'll glance up at Gabriel, but not say anything.
And Gabriel just lifts one eyebrow again and looks at you. And then their head slowly turns towards Nicholas. You saw, didn't you?
I saw what I needed to.
You
So
all
now
didn't
the
have a lot of
decision
questions,
is-
though. I expected more questions from you all.
I mean, if we stay, we have eternity, don't we?
Yes, you do.
What if you just take my grandpa back there as one of the sacrifices to stay behind? He's already here.
You have 2. Nick and I will both stay.
Really? You'd both stay willingly in this place.
Wilson, there's an old saying, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. So stop looking and let's start walking.
Everything I've seen says it's real. I didn't want to believe it. I mean, if Emilio's
Besides,
still alive, then he's okay. If he's
There-
here and I go, it's not good.
He did fall.
there,
I am sorry to tell you that. It is real. He is dead.
besides perception is reality.
I hope that you get what you want out of this place.
Rupert, are you okay? Relatively speaking. Rupert,
One of God's children stands there. And if I leave, I'll never get a chance to send it home.
Can I
No matter
whisper-
what I choose, I'm not okay.
Can I whisper something in Rupert's ear?
Yes, you have the ability to vocalize, I assume.
All right, fair enough. I was just more making sure if Rupert was like, "Don't get near me" or some shit.
No, he's very focused on one thing right now, and he carte blanche to kind of go nuts. I'm assuming. Would you like to whisper it, or are you going to send it as a thing?
Oh, I can just say it real quick. It's a very short little sentence.
Yeah.
He says you can't get back here. If it's real, I don't believe that. And that's all I say.
Gabriel,
Yes.
this is a place of want, correct?
Yes.
If I wanted a forge here, could I get one? Or would that be considered violence?
What would you use the forge for?
Give Rupert some relief. There's a man out there that I don't think deserves to be here, deserves to be with us out there.
You can't harm him.
His soul won't be harmed.
Yes, I know what you would choose to do. You would forge him. But he wouldn't stay. In this place, he would unforge. If that is his desire. That is his want.
What if it's Rupert's want for him to be forged?
Does one's wants allow you to destroy another? Isn't that what got Rupert in here in the first place?
I believe we have already satisfactorily answered the question on whether we are actually getting what we want in the last few moments. This is not a question of what we want. This is not even a place of wanting. It's a game. If we were getting what we wanted, I would have the divine blood running over my fingertips right now.
I'm
And
sorry,
if
my
I
child.
got what I wanted, Rupert, you would just shut up and leave.
I'm sorry, my child, you
Seconded.
can't accept it. And I will grieve for you, for the road you're going to walk outside of here is so much worse.
It sounds like Rupert was staying, unfortunately for you, Nicholas.
And if he
Oh,
stays,
Oh no. I'll go. My
I have some-
path does not end here.
Then I have
I
some
won't get what I want.
Rupert, you leaving like this may be worse for you. With how your state currently.
I don't know. He seems fine to me.
We saw what happened to Julian, Wilson. Rupert's not far from that.
No, but Julian came out. He's still here.
Barely.
Isn't that how a harrowing always happens?
You sound an awful lot like a shadow to me.
Sometimes mine makes really good points. I can't argue that.
I'm not telling you what to do, Rupert. I'm just letting you know the situation.
Maybe
Two
you
have
should
elected-
stay, Wilson.
Two have
Nah.
elected to stay. I believe that means our business is done.
No, I have business left. Won't take long. And I'm going to turn and go back to the feast hall.
okay?
I'm with him.
And Gabriel just nods. Safe travels, my children.
You and I aren't done.
No, we're
I'll
not.
have questions.
And I hopefully have answers.
And I
Better.
apologize now, but I'm sure as Isabella here can attest, my annoyance and curiosity will become apparent.
He turns and looks at the two that opted to stay. I hope you two find peace here of a sort. At least you'll have each other.
I hope so too.
After all the terrible shit I've done in life, life after, and here, this may not be real redemption, but it's the closest I'll ever get.
Closest either of us will ever get.
Looks over. I'll see you again, Angel. One way or another.
Perhaps.
And he leaves.
Perhaps. And
I will
Gary,
go
you
out to
what do
where
you
the
go to
others
do,
are.
Gary?
I'm going to seek out my wife.
Okay. Anyone else have any words for Gabriel as they're leaving? Okay.
Gary, if you need me to hold the totem while you say goodbye, I think I can weather that storm for a little bit.
I will be just fine, Julian.
Okay. Just want to make sure you get it.
I'm very resolved in what I'm doing.
I get you.
Peace, Gabe. And Wilson will actually walk, make it so that his path takes him directly past Nicholas, where he'll hold out his hand in a handshake. And then when he doesn't take it, I'm guessing from that pause.
Sorry, I was typing something. He'll look at it, and it's mainly because Nicholas has never been really great with like social cues. He'll look at it for a second and like just like almost right as you go to pull your hand away, he'll offer his hand out and
he takes it and gives it a firm shake, and then we'll reach out and do the same gesture for Isabella.
Best of luck. Make sure the job gets done. And if you
Always.
see a Jacqueline Durand, tell her thanks.
Gotcha. And all I have to say to the two of you is, may this be what you want. Better you than me. And then he'll continue back out following Gary.
And when you get out there, Gary, you found your wife. She's been waiting for you. So did you speak with Gabriel?
We did.
Have you decided whether you
Yes.
want to stay with me?
I have decided. And he'll hold up his right hand. I realized I could not have been fidgeting with the ring because one of my other hands is missing due to the.
You can
forging
still
trend.
fidget with it. You just move it with
the stump.
the stump. Yeah.
Yeah, that. But I'll hold up my right hand. I will need you to take this off.
And she gets a hurt look on her face and begins to cry. I understand. I can forgive you, but you can't forgive me. I do understand. And she takes the ring from your finger. And her hands are shaking as she does it.
If it's any consolation, you will still be part of me when I leave. If I stay, then he softens. If I stay, I know there's always going to be a part of me where trust comes into question. And that's not fair.
I do understand. I wish it could be another way, but you have to do what's right for you. And
For
she
what it's
steps
worth.
close to you to give you a hug.
He'll accept for what it's worth. When we were alive, it was good.
And I'll be waiting. If you transcend to the next place, I will follow you there. And if you fall to oblivion, I'll move on. I love you, Gary.
Sorry.
I hope it's what you want.
It is.
And he'll take the ring, put it down. Unfortunately, this can't come with me.
No, it can't.
Storyteller.
Mhm.
Are the shadows still cut off when they return to
No,
the dining room?
once you stepped out of the gates, the shadows can talk again, but can't use powers.
Julian, I missed you. I'm so glad you came back to me. Don't ever leave me again. Please.
In my head, I will say, stay quiet. You can talk when we leave. And I will give an extra squeeze in the hug and say, goodbye.
And she kisses you on your cheek.
And he'll step to whatever exit way there is and wait for the others who are joining him.
Okay. Wilson, as you're coming out, your grandfather looks you up and down. I already know that look, Sonny.
I walk past him. I don't even acknowledge his presence. Not directly. Although when I get to the end and by Gary, without turning around to look at him, I'll just say, I said it once and I'll say it again. I'm going to surpass you, old man. Bet on it.
I knew it from the beginning. That's why I taught you. Julian, as you come out, Mary comes over to you.
Yeah.
And she looks up with tears in her eyes. You're going to leave me, aren't you, brother?
I'll have to. I didn't have a choice before, and I hate that I have to to choose this now because I want to believe this is real, but there's just too much hinky shit bottom of my belly for this.
Duty has always been so heavy for you, hasn't it?
Move on. You don't deserve to be here. I'll take care of myself. I took care of you for a little bit, didn't I?
You did.
Trust me now.
I was just hoping for a chance to return the favor.
It's not your place. You're the younger sibling. You don't take care of me. I took care of you.
You're gonna do what you have to.
Yeah.
But I still love you. Hopefully that'll help you get through what dark times there are out there.
I hug her mid-sentence.
And she hugs you.
If anything, thank you for giving me a taste of my sister once more, just in case this was real.
I am real. And she's crying. She looks up and was crying at you.
I know, kid. Move on. I'll be safe. And I'll trudge over to the gate.
Muted, Ben.
Good catch.
Don't worry, Julian. You'll always have me.
And Rupert, Mr. Cooper looks at you. I'm going to take a wild guess, say you're not staying because you can't murder me.
I'm not staying because this isn't heaven. This isn't a real Eden. I had a chance to send that angel back to his maker. If this were heaven, it would have worked. I can't come back till I find out how to make it work. But don't worry, none. I'll be back.
You won't, but I understand. I forgive you. You'll never
I
forgive
got
yourself.
all the time in the world to figure out how to do it.
You'll never forgive
Y'all
yourself.
done giving me purpose.
I'm glad.
Me too.
And when you walk the Venus stairs down into the labyrinth, that's a path you forged for yourself.
One little piece of information your angel imparted is that oblivion and creation are just two sides of the same coin. If I'm truly God's creature put upon the earth to enact his plan, what I choose to do, what I know in my heart, is what I was made to do. There's a reckoning in all things. I'm gonna send the angel home.
Unless he already is home.
This ain't home, Mr. Cooper. And he turns and walks away,
And
following the others.
as you're following the others, Emilio, when you came out, Emilio come over, and the first thing he did is just hugs you. Just wraps his
She has
arms
him back,
around you.
obviously. I clearly can't leave you for 5 minutes.
No, you can't. You know I get into trouble when you do.
Obviously.
I mean,
That's why we're in this mess.
it is. If you leave me here too long, I'll steal everything not nailed down in this place.
And then I'm sure Gabriel will get mad and he'll kill you just like he was going to kill Rupert.
Yeah. Or I'll set up one of those, that moonshine still, like you remember what I did that time I set up the moonshine still? I might blow my own eyebrows off because that wasn't a very successful attempt.
Are you allowed to do things like that here?
I mean, I can. There's enough liquor, but it's not the same as if you make it yourself. You know, part of the fun is making it.
I mean, I guess there's one way to find out.
And there is. And he immediately wraps you in another hug again. And he's crying as he's hugging you, but it's not tears of sadness. It's tears of joy.
Yeah, she's trying to keep a tough face. Yeah, because she's supposed to protect him.
And now, Izzy and Nicholas. Izzy comes over and she puts her arm around you like she did often as a kid. And I don't know if you got your answers when you talked to Gabriel or not.
I think I got all the answers I was going to get. And he'll do what he used to do when they were kids, where when she would put her arm around him, he'll like basically like pull it off. But then like hold her hand.
And she smiles at you. Haven't changed that much in all those years, did you? Are you going to stay with me, Aunt? We missed our time growing up together. I was watched you for so long, but it wasn't the same, and you know that.
I feel like all those years without you was just trying to get back here. All of the terrible things I did to get back here.
Now you're here
And
with
I'm
me.
so sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I caused so much pain. I know it wasn't me who did it. It was that dark side of me, that shadow inside, but I caused you pain, caused Isabella pain. I even caused Jackie pain and dread.
Now we've got whatever this is to replace all of that pain.
We do.
What's done is done.
Would you like to walk to the gates with your friends? We'll all go together.
Sure.
And Emilio and Isabella and Izzy and Nicholas follow Julian and Wilson and Gary and Rupert to the gates, which have swung open at your approach.
Wilson's going to start whistling Always Look on the Bright Side of Life as they walk.
Julian, which totem do you have, eagle or coyote?
Let me see. Evens, it'll be coyote. It's coyote because I rolled a 4.
Okay. I need that for a note.
Got it.
And as you all step through the gates for Isabella and Nicholas, they pass through the gates and they just fade away on the other side. Julian, Wilson, Rupert, and Gary, as soon as you step through the gates, the first thing you see is a barren island. There are no plants, there's no trees, there's nothing. Looking behind you, there's no city. Julian's shadow, you are gone. Julian's shadow is now the spirit of Coyote, trapped as Julian's shadow. Gary, your shadow is gone. Your shadow is now the spirit of Eagle, but it's only the rage and anger side of the spirit. All the things that were done bad to Gaia, all the suffering that the changeling breeds have had, all the pains of the world that has been suffered, and the fact that you were shattered. That is what your shadows are now.
Were the shadows cognizant and aware of something happening to them before this happened?
No. When you step through the gate, 1 minute the shadows are there.
Okay.
The next minute they're on a table in Gabriel's tower. You assumed spirit for a spirit meant you had to stay behind. That is not what Gabriel said. And on the shores of this island is a boat with a thin man that is too thin for existing. It's the same ferryman that took you there. You've come out.
This is the same one that was there.
Yep, that dropped
dropping
you
us
off. Looks like my little friend, the stripling, didn't make it.
Sorry, storyteller. Quick question. Can the shadows, the new ones, use the same powers?
You
they
can use
had?
whatever you feel would be appropriate as the spirit of eagle. And for Rupert down there, as the spirit of coyote, use whatever powers you think works. You are angry spirits of werewolf totems.
But they are still the real totems?
Yes.
Okay.
But you're the part of them that was angry at everything.
You, Dark One, kneel. And the thing driving the boat needs to do a test of some kind, storyteller.
Uh-huh.
As everyone hears erupt from Gary, a deafening screech of a predatory bird.
And the creature in the boat, he gets a look of horror on his face as his knees collapse under him.
Do not besmirch us by existing in the same breath. You will shepherd us across this cursed soup and bring us over. Do I make myself clear?
I will obey. Go ahead. I saw a mask coming up for Coyote.
Take the boat, whelp. We have work to do.
You all get on the boat to ride across the seas. And
That
now
is not a voice I wanted.
we're flashing into Eden. As the others disappeared and the gates closed, and Emilio is standing next to Nicholas, and Izzy, and Isabella. A woman's voice comes from behind you. It is the Lady Fate. You chose love.
Hard not to.
And Gabriel you see coming out from his tower. And they did, didn't they? You should be rewarded for that. I will offer you something with Gabriel's help. Your choice. And the Lady Fate looks at Isabella. I offer you yours and Emilio's life. Return to the earth as you were, alive again.
Alive?
If that is your wish, you could also be returned to what you were. Gabriel will not be happy if I force him to recreate you as one of the children of Cain. but he'll do it. And you hear Gabriel just kind of sigh real loud. Do you want one life together or all lives together?
Oh,
Then you shall be returned, as you were at death. You shall be back as Isabella Caputo of Clan Toreador, and Emilio of Clan Toreador. And her eyes looked to Nicholas. I offer the same choice to you and Izzy. You can return to the world alive, to have your time with your sister you were never given. Either as undead or not.
I can't do that again.
Then you and your sister can live in Eden or move on together as one.
And Nicholas will look at Izzy, not wanting to necessarily make the decision for her, but considering everything that like Nicholas has been through at this point. Yeah, Nicholas, if this is a true offering, he doesn't want to go back.
And Izzy looks at you, and she looks up at you and says, I'll go wherever you are.
Then he'll take her, he'll like squeeze her hand and just say, we can't go back.
Then enjoy the peace you have earned. And when Gabriel looks at you, Isabella, you and Emilio, well, Emilio, I am Emilio too, but you see a bright light surround both Nicholas and Izzy. And the light doesn't scare you. It's a light of peace and completeness. And contentment as they fade from view together. And the Lady Fate reaches out her hand to Isabella and Emilio and says, come with me. We have a place to go. We must return you.
hold on. Emilio, you are okay with this, right?
And he looks at you. Why wouldn't I be?
Okay, I thought so, but I wanted to make sure.
I not only get to be with you, I get to go back to what I do best. Stealing, lying, cheating. Not on you, but on everyone else. And watching
Causing
over you.
fires.
Just
That
a few
makes that
fires.
moonshine.
Look, Jackie doesn't let me burn her whole city down. She selectively employs my arson part.
That's because I wasn't there. Let's see what happens now.
Very well. Let's do this. And he holds his hand in yours, and the Lady Fate opens up a gateway right here. And Gabriel, you see him close his eyes, and for a second he fades from view totally. And then he comes back, and he kind of, you can see him sag to his knees. That took a lot. It is done, All Mother. And you feel it, Isabella. You felt it settle over you again. That feeling of undeath. That feeling slightly numbed, slightly. Well, numbed is the best way. The beast inside of you. The craving.
Thank you.
Thank you. And let's go. I promised Jackie that you would see her once again.
I'm glad it worked out this way instead of another.
Yeah, I promised her if you could, you would see her. And I'm going to keep my word. And the two of you, or three of you, step into her portal. And for the other four, You ride the ocean, sea of storms, the ocean of emotion. One with a werewolf totem, well, both with werewolf totems stuck in their head. And I'll give you four your final scene together. As you're sailing across the abyss, the ferryman is not speaking. He's kind of afraid of you now.
Everyone sees Wilson actually have a genuine look of entertainment and happiness on his face watching this thing of power cower at us.
He's
And
not
then
cowering at you, Wilson.
No, but he is cowering, and that's funny as shit. Wilson's actually going to go and lean up next to Rupert, sort of lean in for a quick hushed conversation. Where are you going after this?
It seems to me that fate has left its mark on us. I'm curious to see what this means for the future. These two are going to be changed from here on out. Powerful things are taking form, powerful forces have entered play. One could do worse than to hitch themselves to that train. After all, with enough power, you can find Eden again. Am I right?
I have found you, of all of the others that I was paired with, to be the most entertaining of the bunch. If you'd allow me, Rupert, I would delight in getting to travel with you.
Wilson, if we were still alive, I'd have peeled you like a potato by now, but there's no such thing as a lack of friends beyond the grave.
That's okay. I'll just do all the talk when you fight.
He looks over at Julian. You all right?
I come back from having stared out into the nothingness. No, I don't think I am. I don't think we made out as good as we thought we did.
Listen, world. You are the vessel of something greater than you ever would have been. Your gratitude is lacking. But don't worry. Once you learn your place, once everything is in its place, I'll be back once more.
We knew what this was. We knew what we were getting into when this was thrust upon us. And Wilson and Rupert, this is not a very big boat. So if that conversation was private, like we heard everything.
It wasn't quiet, but it wasn't like conversational volume. We spoke low, so you wouldn't hear everything.
I will add Rupert's responses were at the exact same conversational level he has delivered everything else. So if Wilson was not heard, Rupert's responses were definitely heard.
Regardless, he got the vibe. And
yes.
After what we've been through and getting to know you both, it would not surprise me if you both ended up at my forge. But I promise to be gentle if that day ever comes.
I appreciate the courtesy that you've given me.
There's a good chance that there's someone else who would probably fight a lot harder than I would to get away from there. Believe me. So it wouldn't be me you'd be dealing with.
Don't try to manipulate me, boy. You'll be fighting your own battles, and I don't think it's going to come to that. The way I see it, you're going to need all the help you can get. Do you think you're still going to be able to be a forger with that thing inside you? You still think you're going to have a place here? No, man. Your fate just got carried away by something far greater than you will ever be.
Like I said, I knew what I was getting into, the risks involved when agreeing to go on this. If this is what's in store for me, then this is what's in store for me.
No. A false treatment is not deserved. Look at this land. Look at this place. It is all spoiled. It is ruined, broken in every conceivable way.
Out loud, I'd say, yes, I've been here. I understand what this place is.
You do not know what broken is.
Yeah, it's much more talkative than the last passenger I had.
Gary would say, while it's directed at the spirit, he is talking to the other three.
Well, you have to speak out loud to speak back to your shadows.
Yeah.
Even these.
Yeah, when I it's while what I'm about to say is directed at the shadow, it sounds like it's directed at the other three, not like off into the middle distance. When I died, it wasn't instant. I was in an elevator that crashed, and bits of building that I was working on toppled upon me. It would have been lucky if I had been killed instantly, but tons and tons of metal and concrete more or less split me in half. And for a few seconds, I got to feel the weight of that on me. So don't tell me I don't know what broken is.
Storyteller?
Wallow in your lack of perspective.
Yes, Rupert.
Do I see shadows attached to these two? Like, have they? I know you said that they were replaced, but does that mean that they no longer have shadows at all?
They have a shadow.
My partner
you
site?
have Castigate. They have shadows, but Julian's, it's not in him. He's being followed by a hazy, indistinct coyote. Gary has an eagle that flies behind him. They're tied together, but not attached the way that normal shadows are in their bodies. They have no shadow now. Only the things that follow them.
Interesting. Well, if you two don't mind, I would kind of like to stick around to see how this turns out.
I think that's probably up to Lady Fate and her machinations.
Yeah. If I had known, by the way, Gary, that this was going to be our new existence, I would not have burdened you with this.
I would have taken it anyway, Julian.
I apologize either way.
I would have taken it anyway, Julian. It's not yours to apologize for. If you would have given it to someone else, I would have taken it anyway.
For what it's worth, you two are free of them. I don't see their taint on you no more.
This is worse.
It's different. Hard to say worse yet, Julian.
Yours made this creature cower.
Hadn't made me cower.
Gary, you're racked with pain all of a sudden. Just every nerve fiber is on fire.
I just kind of, in the grit of my teeth, I just wave my stump around. This isn't the only pain I felt. But I will kind of slouch over, acknowledging the pain.
Anything I can do for you, Gary?
No, this is my burden. Thank you, though.
I've been learning under a user, so if you feel like it's too much, let me know.
When we know what the next step is, I might take you up on that.
All right.
So as you all cross the seas, 4 of you, 2 of you, not as you were. The other 2 of your group, one is transcended, one was given back her unlife. We're going to end episode 3 for the Wraiths, overall episode 13 of Queen's Gambit.
Oof.
And I'd like to thank my amazing fucking cast of players. Good job, Maddox and Rev Ben. Neither one of you knew this shadow switch was coming, and you did a damn good job working it.
Shit,
yeah.
you gave me a character with way more personality than what I was playing before.
Even as
Mine's
storytellers
diverse.
of the other splats,
So
neither Maddox nor Ravnos Archon knew this was my plan. I did not reveal to any of them.
Nope, dear audience, Shanky kept it secret from everyone.
Yeah, my neck hurts a lot. That voice, I did not expect to have that be the one that came out of me when I put the mask on. And wow.
And I have to say,
That was fun.
my plan for this, my part of this was to subvert expectations in every way that I could.
You did.
And I hope that the viewers and the players appreciated the way I did it. I didn't even kill Timberbrad,
No.
and that was
No.
expected.
Are you
What a
running a
time.
fever, Shanky? You
Yeah,
okay?
what a time to be alive.
No, I wanted to prove I
dead.
can be not as predictable as you would expect.
You did
Oh
good,
yeah,
Chief. This was fun.
there was. I think out of the entire day, I think there was maybe one thing that I thought that was actually accurate.
What was that?
Oh God, what was it? I'd mentioned it in the chat. It was just something stupid, but yeah, it was like literally we're just sitting there. It was like, oh, didn't see that coming. Didn't see that coming.
I posted in the chat, everybody who opted to leave are the ones that dies, and the people that stayed are the ones that won. So
They did win.
Yeah.
that was
I messaged-
subverted. Yeah.
I messaged Brad. I was like, we're the real winners here.
Because everyone was thinking it was sus and that Gabriel was lying.
Yeah,
How
I'm
do you
so
say
glad Rupert didn't come back to life, because that would have been just awful for the planet.
The world.
Well, and I think it just goes to show that just how ingrained it is in all of us as like characters, but then also as role players, that there has to be some sort of like shaky fuckery there.
yeah.
And
Especially after playing Demon. Like, you don't trust shit.
To be fair, I think everyone was true to character, though. I don't think it
Oh,
was
yeah.
trying to game things out. I think it was
Yeah.
true to what the characters would have done.
And I know nobody expected your shadows to get replaced.
No,
That
No,
was
And as I said in chat, what would have happened if only one of you walked out? Red got it. If only one of you walked out with both totems, your psyche and shadow would have been replaced by the totems.
That would have
I'm
been
just
awful.
really happy. I'm just really happy Rupert didn't get one.
Yep. Me too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The last
That
thing
would
would
have
have
been
been one
bad.
of those attached to that.
I
Yep.
think that would have gone terribly for anyone on the other side of that.
Yep.
But luckily, everything worked out the way it was supposed to. It was a perfect ending, I think. I think everybody ended up where they should have ended up. I feel that the people who stayed behind had the best reason for it, with the best outcome for their characters. We got Isabel coming back. We got Nicholas choosing to stay in death, which is in keeping.
Mm-hmm.
the two relative moral consciences of the group ended up with the totems, the ones that would resist it the most. Because if Wilson got one, he would team up with that thing in a heartbeat and become
He's
a two-man
already
power
buddy
trip.
buddy with his shadow. Like, it wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, Rupert's a monster.
And my
that would have
prediction-
gone terribly.
My prediction going into this is I knew for a fact I'd get Nicholas to stay behind. And I was 90% sure I could get Isabella to stay behind.
Yeah, once you made it like, once we started using abilities and everything seemed so like real, there was like, everything was saying it was true.
It was.
Like,
Yeah, and
I get being suspicious, but nothing was like
Yep.
sticking
And
with that.
I would say, and to that point, like the truest thing about Gary is his distrust and his paranoia. Even like that was the strongest personality trait. So it's like if he didn't feed off of that, it wouldn't have been honest.
And I seriously want to again thank my players for this. You were an amazing cast. You did very well playing what is, in my opinion, the hardest of the World of Darkness products to play, because
This
you
was
have
so
to
much
juggle
fun.
2 characters. Even though the shadows didn't have their powers, when we got into the second and third episode, they still had their ability to be their shadows up until the end there.
Influence.
I love playing Julian Shadow. I liked it almost as much as playing my character.
And I am very pleased with the cast I picked for this. So
Honestly,
please,
the best game I've ever played.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
This was
Yeah.
good shit.
Yeah, this was fun.
Loved it.
This was good.
This was easily better than killing like 6 characters named after Urian.
man, that's high
Wow.
praise right there. Because you killed every version of Urian you could come across.
So everyone was just on point. There was no like breaks, like the conversations were fluid, decisions were made quickly. It was just firing on all cylinders. So I agree.
Please, everybody, join us on our Discord. The cast of this show came from the Discord. All of our shows come from the Discord. Let me tell you, Queen's Gambit, we're not done yet. We've got more. We got the werewolves, changelings, and mages still to do. But this is an undertaking of a lot of people, and I'm very happy with everything that's come out so far with it. The storytellers and all those cast members have done very well, and they're on our Discord. So you can chat with them. So please join us there. Hey, and we have, 2 casting calls open right now. There's a Delta Green with Nicholas down there, Timberbread as the game master for it, which is like modern day Call of Cthulhu. But
Think X-Files plus Call of Cthulhu.
yep. And of course, our wonderful keeper of arcane lore, Tiss, has also got I should call her keeper of pirate lore, because she's going to do a 7th Sea game, and she's got a casting call open for it too. So
I'm
you're
so sad I can't make Saturdays, because I wanted to. The second Tiss was going to run 7th Sea. Like if anyone watching has ever watched Tiss run a game, or Bennett, fantastic GM, and I miss playing at that table a lot, and they are going to crush 7th Sea.
Yep.
Like,
I don't know who
gonna
her
be an
cast's
awesome
going to be
game.
yet. She hasn't announced. We'll see if it's her normal cast or who she picks, because, we don't dictate that. So please pop over to our YouTube, catch our back episodes, not just the Queen's Gambit. We've got everything in World of Darkness except for Hunter and Mummy. Everything else is in there. So, and we've got a lot of independent third-party things. So you can get some, Zasser Kala, Bluebeard's Bride, Monster of the Week, Monster Hearts 2, got 2 series of that one. Dear God, we got so much content. We've been doing this 5 years, and we put out videos constantly. I mean, it's nonstop. So check that out. If you want to see some Call of Cthulhu from Keeper of Arcane Lord Tiss or D&D 5e, you go over to the London Esoteric Society channel. And right over there, you can see what she's got, because that's where she stores all her stuff. You want to see some amazing content creators, check out our friends list. One of them, Isabella down here, who had an ending I don't think she expected this ending. Isabella, Mischievous Red, tell everybody what you got going on.
Yeah, the idea that she could come back to life never crossed my mind once.
that was super cool.
It happens.
Yeah.
Risen do it all the time.
Didn't think about it. Like, you act this like I know everything in lore.
The
I don't know
Madam
about
was
Risen.
a prime example.
I
It
know that. The
happens.
Madam.
Congrats,
Yeah.
you're the second sanctioned risen in existence.
So yeah, I'm Mischievous Red. I occasionally stream on my own channels when I'm not busy. Right now I'm on a mini painting kick, but it'll probably be a couple weeks because travel. However, you can find out when I go live by joining the Discord, because there's a notification.
And then we got Ravnos Archon down here. Let everybody know what you got going on for you.
Oh, hi, everybody. You can find me here on Wednesdays where I get to play a lovable scamp in every single game that I'm in. Never a troublemaker. Or you can catch me on Friday for the mage portion of Queen's Gambit. And I have my own channel here where I do TTRPG stuff that isn't Dungeons and Dragons. And right now we're doing a mini series of Hunter for our last game of the year.
Brave man to run Hunter V5. Brave man.
Yep.
Because, the 5th edition version of Hunter. Yeah.
Very, very thin line between brave and stupid, but lovable nonetheless.
Yep. You got big brass ones to run it. I'm just saying. Rupert, you on any other channels or this it still?
Right now, this is it. The only new thing that's going on with me is I've recently fallen in love with a beautiful woman, and I'm super happy outside of game, which is a refreshing change of pace.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yep, that's my one announcement. I'm very happy
guy. And I got another announcement for everybody. Happy birthday, Maddox. I hope you enjoyed your birthday gift tonight.
I'm closer to 20. I'm closer to 30 than I am 21, and that's still throwing me off.
Isn't it? You'll get there. You still got a little while. Got a few decades till you catch up to me, and maybe a century till you catch up to Urani.
And look, every pun I make siphons a year off of people's lives. So with any luck, I'll stay alive.
Don't do that to me.
Oh, I'm immortal then.
See?
So, and finally, everybody, hey, bits and donations that go to the players, not to the studio. It's a way for you to give to the players and show appreciation for all the emotional shit I put them through tonight. And in general, there's a lot of effort that goes on behind the scenes. Even though they don't know what's coming, there's still a lot of work behind the scenes on this, especially our harrowing. That, everybody but Ravnos Archon was involved in planning the harrowing because we didn't let him into that channel. That's a hidden channel. Super secret.
I can't imagine having to do that every couple of sessions.
You'd have to come up with it on the fly because you don't know when one will happen. Makes it very difficult. Let me tell you, Wraith is rough to run. So, let's see our schedule. Let's go over our schedule real quick. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, we have Chicago Hidden City. You'll see Maddox in that one. You'll see Mama McStabber. You see it's run by Junie Von Esch. It's her version of Chicago. Not part of the Shankyverse, it's the Junieverse. Totally different kind of story than I told. So if you don't like all how dark some of the Shanky games get and just, if you want to see a different field of vampire to show, it can be run different ways. You don't all have to run it the same way. Check out Junie's stream. Because seriously, everyone runs World of Darkness differently, and they should run World of Darkness differently. So check hers out. Their players are having a lot of fun. The viewers seem to enjoy it, so check that out. And then next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have Demon the Fallen, Demon the Road to Hell. And you'll see, wow, next episode, Isabella's out, unfortunately. But you'll see Julian down there and Maddox, and Gary's still out, but he'll be back soon, don't worry.
And I'm totally safe in Demon next episode. I'm sure nothing is wrong.
Just got ambushed, and everyone's rushing to save him. We'll see if he survives.
There's nobody to sense congruence.
Yeah.
We got Aramel. We have an air and a spare. Come on.
No, he's with Alice.
Oh, fuck. Well, that's extra annoying.
We're going to have a big prophecy when we come back, though.
Yeah, I'm sure. And then, of course, next Friday, we are back here with Queen's Gambit. The werewolves do their final part of the mini-series. Wow. Let's see what they get up to. One of them almost walked the spiral. Maybe one will. Maybe one will get murdered. Maybe all will get murdered. I don't know if anyone else is going to top Mama McStabber's killing all but one of her players. Mama had one survivor.
We can all try.
I don't know about Queen's Gambit, but I made it abundantly clear in the casting call for Delta Green. I'm going to give Mama a run for her money.
But that's not Queen's Gambit. Mama murdered all but one. It's pretty impressive, I have to say. So we'll see what the werewolves have happened to them. I mean, the only way anyone can beat Mama's story is to kill off all their players, which means Queen's Gambit fails in some way.
Or the other group suddenly have to pick up a lot of slack.
Yeah, a lot of slack.
Hey, we had 100% survival rate on our group, and I think that that's great for a Shanky game.
And
I'm already
I know
dead.
you all expected
We're
it not
already
to be that
dead.
way.
Hey, we had more than a survival rate. We had a
Exactly.
revival rate.
We had the first revival rate. I think that is awesome.
we just broke the Shanky curse because all of his one shots or miniseries, like somebody dies.
Oh yeah.
Oh, watch. Now Shanky's going to hit with a truck and still not be able to kill anyone ever again.
Yeah, we broke it. That's it.
So
Happy endings for everybody.
I do thank everyone for coming. And as we end these streams, everybody, mental health is not a joke. It's not a laughing matter. Please take your mental health seriously. Take the mental health of others seriously. Check in on them. Make sure they're okay. A lot of people are not. And if you suffer from mental health issues, I first want to tell you, it's okay to not be okay. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of us suffer from it. And I want you to reach out to those around you to make, so that they can be the support you need. And I understand if some people don't feel they can really bring that to those around them for whatever reason. So if you don't feel you can talk to those around you, in chat's a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you are in crisis, I 100% want you to reach out to one of those numbers. If you are in crisis, you need to talk to the professional on the other end of the line. And if they're not in the U.S., or if you're watching this on YouTube or in the U.S., you can go to findahelpline.com, put in your country of origin, and find out the helplines in your country. Because mental health is health, everybody. We want you to take care of yourselves. And since Mama's not here, I'm going to tell you that, first of all, get your damn shots.
Get
Flu season's coming up. Get your COVID boosters.
Well, they're still legal.
Yeah. Before RFK Jr. fucks all that up. Yeah, seriously. And look, America done fucked up. We just put a convicted fucking rapist back in fucking office. And he's already starting his cronyism. If you voted for that, fuck you. I'm just going to fuck you.
I was going to say, I was going to say it since Mama's not here. If you voted third party, if you abstained from voting, fuck off.
Let me tell you, I work for NIH. And the thought of fucking RFK Jr. and then the other guys, all four letting people get murdered by COVID, getting put in charge of NIH, it's fucking terrifying, okay? Just putting that out there. So, fuck you. That's what you voted for, fuck you. With a dump truck. And I do thank everyone else for coming. Have a good night, everybody.